Welcome to Berlin.
Waist snatched, hip snatched. Let's go crazy. Yeah.
Just checked into the Heart of Gold Hostel here in Berlin. This place got a lot of bad reviews. I think it's a 7.7 on Hostel World, currently out of 10. But the last 6 reviews have all been 2-star ratings, and it makes the place seem super dirty and awful. But check it out. So I think what people were doing, they were complaining a lot because the beds don't have curtains on them, but like pillows. Oh yeah, the pillows look awful.
It's just like a chunk of crap. They just like filled like trash in here.
Yeah, so maybe the pillows aren't the best, but as far as space goes, it's looking pretty great. We were assigned bed 2P and 2N, but there are no numbers on the beds. So we just chose which bed we wanted. Also, I believe it would go like 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're probably in the right bed. Also, we have this little area back here to change, access to the window, opening the window, and then looks like the bar is out here. So hopefully it doesn't get too loud at night there. We're happy. Let's get on with our walking tour. Let Sophia speak on what we're gonna do today. We just gotta go, we gotta make this walking tour. But hostels are mainly for us just like beds. In the beginning of the morning, get ready, blah, blah, blah. At the end, go to bed. That's it. We're never even in here at all. That's kind of how it should be, I guess, in hostels. But let's get on to our great day in Berlin. We're here for the rest of the day. It's around 2:30, and then all day tomorrow. We're gonna probably have to burn a lot of hours in between as far as just doing work and stuff. But the outdoor bar looks great. And the next week is completely sunny. So tomorrow's gonna be sunny, probably in shorts, then Prague is gonna be sunny, then Budapest is gonna be sunny. The weather is coming up. We're so happy we might actually be in shorts. And I could probably just burn this jacket. I mean, I don't wanna disrespect the jacket. It's honestly really nice and it's supported me through a lot of hard times, but like, but I don't wanna wear it anymore. I do not wanna wear a winter coat when we're sprinting to the train station. I'm talking too much. Let's get on with the walking tour. Thing before Sophia yells at me, if you stay at the Heart of Gold Hostel in Berlin, just know that the lockers are very small. You won't be able to fit your backpacking bag in it. It is very small. This is my computer bag and stuff, but those huge bags, no way they're gonna fit. We're just gonna have to put them under the bed, but we always have locks in our bags anyway, so, and Apple AirTag trackers, so not really too worried about it. Our first place in Oxford, we just left them in a gas station. So anything is gonna be better than that. So we are at the backside of the Reichstag government building here in Berlin. And the reason we're here alone now is because we actually left the walking tour that we were on, that we were going to continue with. But as we were speaking about this morning, it was so sunny and hot. I was even considering just wearing a long sleeve. And Sophia was in barely any layers. But during the walking tour, it got freezing. Right after the first talking point, we decided to leave, go all the way back to the hostel, redress, and then figure out our own walking tour. So I downloaded the Rick Steves Europe audio guide app. Everything on there is free. Almost every city in Europe is included. So this tour we're currently on right now is, I believe, 87 minutes. And will show us exactly what we would be seeing on the walking tour without having to pay. So nice alternative. But anyway, our first stop is the Reichstag building in Berlin. And this building is significant because it has been the seat of the German parliament since 1894. It was famously set on fire in 1933, which I believe the fire is still a conspiracy. Some believe that Hitler did it, but anyway, the fire ended up, it was an event used by the Nazis to seize the emergency powers. So that boosted Hitler into the government. And after the reunification, the building was restored and given a glass dome designed by architect Norman Foster. And the dome basically just symbolizes the transparency in government, allowing the public to look down on the parliament. Now, you can get into this dome for free, but it requires a reservation. And I believe the reservation for this opens on the beginning of the month for the next month. So we couldn't even have done it, but I believe it is free and you get some great views of Berlin. Berlin is a very flat city, so don't expect much of a skyline besides the radio tower, the TV tower. But still, it would be really cool to go up there and check it out.
As we're walking along Ebertstrasse, where the Berlin Wall once stood, behind me is the Berlin Wall Victims Memorial.
This memorial commemorates some of the East Berliners who tried to cross the Berlin Wall. Around 136 victims were killed during the time period of 28 years where the wall stood.
Behind me is Chris Geffroy, who was 20 years old when he was shot in the heart and killed a couple meters away from the Berlin Wall in no man's land. The Berlin Wall fell down 9 months after his passing in 1989, and he was the last one to attempt to climb it. The Brandenburg Gate is a symbol of Berlin. It was built in 1791, and it was originally a symbol of Prussian power, and then it was a site of the division of the Cold War, and now it is a symbol of unity. After defeating Prussia in 1806, Napoleon took the gate's chariot statue, which is seen up at the top, to Paris as a trophy. The gate was completely inaccessible for nearly 3 decades during Berlin's division. Standing in this area would be known as the death strip of the Berlin Wall. We are at Pariser Platz right now, and before World War II, this square was home to aristocratic mansions and embassies, and it was completely destroyed in World War II, and it has been painstakingly reconstructed. Right now, right behind me is Hotel Adlon, which is Berlin's most luxurious hotel, which is famous for Michael Jackson dangling his baby out of a window. And over there, which is like right in front of me, is Berlin's diplomatic importance, which is the French and US embassies. I'm so excited. At the Pariser Platz, designers here wanted to keep the attention on the Brandenburg Gate, so architecture around here is going to look kind of boring. For example, the DZ Bank, which is right behind me, looks pretty boring on the outside, but the inside is really where it's at, and it looks really cool inside.
I know Sophia just talked about it, but Michael Jackson's baby was dangled from the second floor of Hotel Adlon. The original one was destroyed in World War II. It is freezing, by the way, so you probably can't even see my face. But the original one was destroyed, and it was rebuilt in 1970s. And actually, Albert Einstein stayed here. Pretty cool. I'm like Jokic racking up all these MVPs. Take a look at the deal we got today. $12, 4 pizzas. Look at the quality of the place too. Oh my god. Yeah.
memorial to the murdered Jews of Europe is a deeply evocative site designed by an architect named Peter Eisman and inaugurated in 2005. It consists of 2,711 gray concrete slabs arranged in a grid over an underlying field. There's no real meaning for the numbers that was picked here. It was just how many can fit in this area of land. This place isn't just a memorial, it's an experience. As you step between these towering gray slabs, you will lose sight of the world outside. The further you go, the more the stones seem to close in on you. The voices around you fade, and suddenly you feel alone. There's no single explanation for the design, but that's pretty much the point. Loss is not something that can be neatly understood. These slabs, unmarked and silent, stand as a physical representation of memory, grief, and absence. It's a place where history is felt rather than simply observed, a place that doesn't give answers, only questions. And maybe that's what makes it so powerful.
Behind me is the remains of the once unbreakable bunker known as the Führerbunker, which is where Hitler and the Nazi Party stayed for 2 months while the Allied bombers in the French and the British were bombing Berlin. Now, you can see that it's just a parking lot and apartments or houses, but at one point, this was a 7-floor bunker going down about 60 feet, I believe, or 60 meters, really far down. And actually, after excessive bombing, only a crack was left in this bunker. And it actually, I believe, only pushed the bunker down 5 centimeters into the ground. So it left no damage whatsoever. And after the war, they had to demolish the bunker level by level by level, and I believe only the bottom level remains in the dirt today. But obviously the other 6 were completely destroyed and covered up with dirt. Just the bottom floor is left, or it's destroyed. I'm not sure. One of the tour guides just came by and he said that, so I'm just going off that. But the Führerbunker is also the place where Hitler committed suicide after he knew his wife or girlfriend, Eva Braun, died, and also his 2 dogs. So he felt that there was no point left in his life. So he committed suicide with some of his friends, I guess, in the Nazi Party. And they're not exactly sure which room he committed suicide in, but yeah, it's just a plain parking lot today. But in 1945, again, this is where Hitler would have committed suicide in his underground Führerbunker. So the reason there is no memorial is because why would you celebrate someone like the person he was? But Germany has deliberately avoided commemorating Nazi sites to prevent them from becoming neo-Nazi pilgrimage spots. So that is why it's just a parking lot that you can, step on, do whatever you want. And yeah, he deserves no memorial whatsoever. So I expected there to be something, but it all makes sense now that there would be nothing. Know that the doors don't open for you at subways or trams, so you need to press the green button. For it to open. It's a beautiful day in East Berlin. And today, me and Sophia decided to split up. Obviously, we're together all day, every day. We didn't get to see that much of Berlin last night, and there's still a lot more to cover. We each are going on our own little journeys to see the most of Berlin in the shortest amount of time. Let's just get on with my side. So I went to Markthalle and picked up some amazing pasta. It was probably the best pasta I've ever had. The place looked insane. I probably should have gotten something better than just pasta with tomato sauce, but it was kind of the cheapest option and it looked really good anyway. But I was really happy with that. I'm still a little hungry, but some information about where I'm at right now, which is the East Side Gallery in Berlin, it's not just a piece of the Berlin Wall. It's actually the world's longest open art gallery, stretching 1.3 kilometers or 0.8 miles. This section of the wall was transformed in 1990, right after the fall of the Berlin Wall, and over 100 artists from around the world were selected to paint this wall. Each mural here tells a story of division, freedom, and hope. Some of the most famous pieces include The Kiss by Dmitry Rubel, showing a dramatic embrace between a Soviet leader and East Germany leader, and The Test, the Best, which captures the rush of people fleeing to the west. Unlike most of the wall, which was demolished, this part was kept as a reminder of the past, now covered in vibrant art instead of barbed wire. It's one of the best places in Berlin to really feel the weight of history while standing in front of something truly alive. The side I was just on, I didn't really realize this, but it's the backside facing away from the street, and it's a way more chaotic and unregulated side of the wall. This side was never part of the original art project, so over time it's become a free-for-all for graffiti, tags, and random street art. It gives the wall a raw, evolving look, like a living piece of Berlin street culture compared to the structured murals on the official side, where I am at now.
Hello, so the first thing that I saw today was the TV tower, which looked really cool in person, and the tickets to get up there is $35 per person. Now, I don't think that these are really that worth it since you're not going to get a view of the TV tower, and also the whole city of Berlin is pretty flat, so you're not going to be seeing many different layers of the buildings and the houses and the architecture. And especially since you're so high up, it's going to be hard to see all of that. So we were suggested to go to the hotel that's behind it so you can actually see the TV tower and also not be so crazy high up that you can't get a great view of the city. And also, it is $5 per person, so it's dramatically cheaper. You still get a really cool view of the city, and you get to also see the TV tower. So really amazing. Then next I saw the Nikolakirch Platz Church, which was a beautiful red brick church with a nice statue in front of it. I walked along a stone path and saw the Berlin Cathedral closer up. I did not go inside of it, so I'm also not sure about the ticket prices, but it is really beautiful to see on the outside, and I just wanted to stay outside as much as I could all day because it was really sunny and really warm outside. Then I was in a more college scene, and what you're seeing right now is Humboldt University, which is one of Berlin's oldest universities, built in the 1800s. Really beautiful architecture. I'm glad that they kept it clean, white buildings, really amazing place. And I was there at night and it was all lit up. I love how they did it and would totally recommend walking through here, especially on a sunny day.
Behind me is known as the Oberbaum Bridge, which is one of the most iconic crossings here in Berlin. It connects the neighborhoods of Kreuzberg and Friedrichshain, and these two neighborhoods were once divided by the Berlin Wall. Built in 1896, the bridge has a medieval style design with its red brick towers, making it look straight out of a fairy tale. But it's not just about the looks. This bridge had some serious history. During the Cold War, it was a border crossing between East and West Berlin, heavily guarded and only open to pedestrians. After reunification, the bridge became a symbol of the city coming back together. Today, it carries both cars and U-Bahn trains, and it's one of the best spots to view the Spree River and the East Side Gallery. It's a perfect mix of history, architecture, and Berlin's rebellious spirit.
I am now at the Berlin Wall Memorial, and here you can see the metal framework that the city has kept up and also the concrete wall. And there is also a lot of memorials for the Jews, like crosses or grave sites. There's also a grave site in the back. Overall, just a really sad and quiet time being there. I just spent a lot of time reading all the signs, trying to get as much information as I can being here. And again, overall, just a really emotional day.
As our last day in Berlin slowly closes to an end, at least in the aspect that the sun is clearly going down, I made my way over to Tiergarten, which is basically Berlin's version of Central Park, except with way more history. Once a royal hunting ground, which is literally what Tiergarten means. It just basically means animal garden. It was turned into a public park in the 18th century. Today, it's the green heart of the city, stretching over 500 acres. The wild part about this park is that during World War II, the park was nearly destroyed. After the war, people were so desperate for firewood that they chopped down almost every single tree. By 1950, it was basically a wasteland. The city had to completely replant it, and now it looks like it's been here forever. Inside, you will find everything from a massive victory column, which you can actually climb up for an amazing view, to beer gardens, memorials, and even the Berlin Zoo. It's not just a park, it's Berlin's ultimate chill spot with a side of history. Oh, this? Yeah, it's known as the victory column. This massive gold statue in the middle of Tiergarten is 220 feet tall. At the top sits Goldiza, the golden statue of Victoria, the Roman goddess of victory. She's basically Berlin's version of the Statue of Liberty. This victory column roundabout is really giving me flashbacks from the Arc of Triumph in Paris. Not exactly sure how I'm gonna get to it yet, but we'll get there. I'm definitely not running in front of all these cars though, and I'm not seeing like an underground passageway. Ooh. Yeah, I didn't see an underground tunnel or anything. I just ran across the road. It worked out, but there's really like 6 lanes. I'm not sure how to get there. I think I did it right. I don't know. So yeah, there's definitely an underground tunnel to get to the Victory Column that I did not use. And again, I just ran across the street, which is not the smartest thing, but I'll definitely use the tunnel on the way back. But it looks like it's around 3 or 4 euros per person to get up there. I mean, it would be cool. It's not that high up. And I don't know, it's getting dark anyway, so I gotta stay on the move. But it would be cool to go up there. So let's talk more about the column. So originally this column was built in 1873 to celebrate Prussia's military victories over Denmark, Austria, and France. It wasn't always in Tiergarten. Hitler's architects moved it in here in 1930s as a part of their plan for grand redesign in Berlin. This move actually saved it from destruction since its original location was near the Reichstag, which was heavily bombed during World War II. Okay, it's getting a little cold now, but this is how to get to the Victory Column if you're in Berlin. So it's right there. There's 2 entrances. You can either go there or over here.
To finish the night, I wanted to capture this beautiful sunset that I saw. A ton of people were on this bridge looking at the same thing, and I just couldn't help but record this beautiful video. And here's a boat that I thought Jackson would like too.